Okay, today is January the 11th, 2016. We're watching the Northeast Pacific water vapor loop, and we see yet another very large storm system right here moving towards the west coast with a large front, and this is trying to advance into California. We have a couple of things going on. We have a HAARP transmitter right here, and this is disrupting the jet stream flow right into the state. We'll show you that here in a second. And we have this very strong blockade right here. This is a HAARP transmitter as well. And this is blocking fairly effectively the advancement of this moisture field right here. And also they're going to probably keep this in place so that this area of moisture here does not get into California. There is a rain forecast for Wednesday for Southern California. We'll have to see how that unfolds. But right now they are maintaining this high pressure via a HAARP transmitter right here. Let's go take a look at some of these other maps. This is the rainbow loop, and we can see that moisture right here is just dead ending right here as it moves into Southern California. And today we have very, very heavy aerosol spraying, chemtrail spraying in the skies over Los Angeles. They're doing a graph paper pattern, and that is to more effectively cover the skies so that this strong moisture field moving in will not drop any rain. The humidity right now is around 34%, and that is fairly low compared to last night. It was around 93 or 4% last night when I did my video. Felt like rain. This morning, you'd never know that it was, that we had 94% humidity last night. Okay, let's look at the jet stream right now. We can see that there is a disruption in the jet stream, and that is having an effect as well. You've got a HAARP transmitter right here, and that is causing this disruption right here. So California should be getting moisture from all of this moving in from the west to the east, and they've got high pressure building in right here. And they've got a HAARP transmitter, and plus we've got that blockade right over California, and that's causing the problems. All right, let's look at the, this is the western U.S. water vapor loop. We can see up close what's actually happening here. This is that very large storm right here, and this front is moving towards the California coast and Oregon, and we have high pressure right here, and that is blocking this front. And this is also marked as a warm front on the surface analysis map. This man-made HAARP transmitter installed blockade right here is marked as a warm front. Also, we've got this problem here. This is a man-made HAARP transmitter generated a blockade, which is stopping the flow right into Southern California. Let's look at this on the infrared loop. We can see what's happening. And this front here is passing through the area fairly unimpeded right up here in this area, but down here you see a big bow occurring right here. This moisture cannot get in because of all the high pressure right down here. Now this morning the barometer was reading pretty high, fairly high for winter weather conditions. We had 30.18 inches, and I'm nearly 2,000 feet in the foothills, so that is odd. And of course we know why, because they've got high pressure installed right here. It's parked in place, and that is dead ending this flow as it tries to move in. It's just stopping right here and dissipating. They've got a lot of chemtrails, and that is breaking all that down. Whereas the front that's up here near Oregon and Northern California is moving along in a fairly uniform pattern. But everything is breaking down right here. See that. Of course, they got a second transmitter right here, which is going to block this moisture field right here. That's a very large storm system. Let's go on and take a look at the, this is Hawaii now. We're looking at Pali. This is Tropical Storm Pali with 70-mile-per-hour winds. Today, the storm is moving due east, okay, with 70-mile-per-hour winds, and we can see a blast pattern right along these edges. They are continuing to hit this with a probably microwave. We can see diminishment in the core at the first first part of this sequence, we have a purple and amber colored core, and as the sequence progresses, it's been hit, and obviously the shock waves and the blast pattern are visible here, and the color changes. We can see that happening. Let's go ahead and look at this in the this is the infrared loop. You can see the same color change, mostly red core. And we see that blast pattern all the way around. And that is from the rapidly expanding water vapor. The core is superheated with probably a microwave or possibly laser. I believe it's probably microwave, satellite-based microwave. And so they are able to superheat these cores and disrupt the organization of the system and weaken it. And that's what they're doing here. They haven't killed it off, but they have allowed the storm to strengthen somewhat. It's up to 70 miles per hour, just near Category 1 status. All right, let's go on and this is the visible loop. And we can see right here, there's a pressure wave right there. Okay, go back to the, this is the water vapor loop once again. We can really see that blast pattern all the way around fairly clearly in this view. And so that's what they're doing. There's a strange feature right here. Something shooting out the side of this core. All right, let's move on to the next map. This is the Central Pacific Hurricane Center information for Pali. And we can see that Pali has strengthened to 70 miles per hour. The winds are up at 70 miles per hour. It's moving due east at 2 miles per hour. The core pressure of 988 millibar. And so they are letting it just move back and forth. It was moving west yesterday, and then it was moving north last night, and now it's moving back east today. So we'll keep an eye on this storm and see what develops. Okay, next is the surface analysis map. And we can see that we have this is the big storm offshore. This is 983 millibar low pressure system. The big cold front. This is moving towards California. Right here we have, we've got all this high pressure all up and down the west coast. They've got this high indicated here. This is that HAARP transmitter, and that is causing trouble. This is all man-made weather manipulation. All these high pressures installed here to block this weather, which normally should be delivering rain. All right. So off the beginning of January, we got about 4.5 inches of rain. Actually, I think it was 4.2 inches of rain. That was good. But now they're blocking all these weather systems once again. You can see some high pressure in between these two systems right here, these ridges. Developing storm indicated. The trough right here. So our Wednesday forecast for rain, it's probably not going to be much of a rain, if anything. There's so much chemtrailing going on. Let's look at the MODIS today map. This is Southern California. I'll pan around a little bit. This is pretty amazing stuff. We've got a trail. I don't know if you can see that right here. And this goes clear across the screen for probably about 300 miles. At least a couple hundred, probably 250 miles. And then we have Los Angeles over here. And we've got chemtrails just all over the place. They're everywhere, all through the inland areas and offshore. Very, very heavy spraying today. You can see some snow in the mountains over here. This is the San Joaquin Valley. We've got trails all over And that gives you an idea. All right, so we had very heavy spraying today. The humidity has dropped significantly to around 30 to 34%, depending on where you are in the LA basin. Could be lower in certain areas. But this is what they do. To all the newcomers that have subscribed to the channel, the chemtrails are laid out in a very specific time frame. They typically spray ahead of these arriving cold fronts, weather fronts, low pressure systems. We can see that here. We've got opportunity for rain, and they are spraying all through this front and offshore, as well as onshore, all through here. We can't get rain in because of the high pressure and the chemtrails. So that's what they're doing. They use the chemtrail, aerosol spraying, and the HAARP transmitters, and that's what is blocking. They park high pressure, and that will block this rain. What is not blocked, the residue will be sprayed. So they do two things. All right, so that concludes the summary for today, and we will do another update tomorrow.